We should just... Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the Horror Corner.
Welcome.
It's the week of Halloween. We're not going to release on Halloween. We do have a special Patreon episode coming up on Halloween that we'll talk about a little bit later. But it's the week of Halloween.
Yay!
Happy Halloween!
We love Halloween!
This is the closest date to Halloween that we can get to, so we're just gonna... This is our Halloween episode.
Yeah, spooky season cannot be confined to 31 days, so...
Honestly, this entire
true
month has been,
fans will know that.
This entire month is Halloween.
Exactly, yeah. It never stops becoming relevant, so... At least for me, I don't know if that's everyone.
Oh no, I mean, Halloween is all year for me.
Yeah, for sure.
So how have you been? How are you doing?
I've been good.
I don't think I've actually talked to you in a week.
Yeah, we didn't talk a lot this last week. Oh yeah, because your cousin came over, and then because depression was in session for me. But that's fine. Everything's good now. We're good. What's up with me? I got an invitation to interview for a job at a legal firm.
Nice.
I know, yeah. I would just be an office assistant, but I would still get to know the background of hopefully a lot of legal drama, so that would be exciting.
Nice.
Yeah, other than that, later today, Susan is getting a haircut, finally. And, yeah, so, that's pretty much me. Yep.
Fascinating. Okay.
Yeah. How are you doing, Cody?
I'm good. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that I'm trying to figure out. But yeah, my cousin did visit this weekend, and we swapped a lot of family stories. We went out to eat a whole bunch. We got chicken and waffles.
Oh.
It was funny because we went to go get chicken and waffles with my roommate on Saturday, I think it was? Friday. I think it was Friday, yeah. Sorry, it was a really long weekend.
You're good.
We went to go try to get chicken and waffles with my roommate on Friday, but that morning we had heard there was a fire across the street, and we're like, oh no, is it also the chicken and waffle place? We're concerned. But it turned out that it was not the chicken and waffle place, so we were safe. And then we went in that night, and they're like, oh, sorry, the kitchen's closed. And we're like, what? Because, everyone else there had food, so it, must have just happened. So we're like, okay, cool, whatever, fine. We'll just go somewhere else. So we went somewhere else. And then the next day, we went to we went to the chicken and waffle place for lunch without my roommate, but we went.
Oh, nice. That's good.
I mean, it turned out all good in the end, but we just had to wait a little bit more.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah, just walked around a whole bunch, checked out a couple new food places.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're
10 minutes in already.
13 minutes.
We just need to...
Yeah.
We need to go. So...
We need to go. Okay, murder.
Are you ready to go? Great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna...
I was just hoping that, screaming murder at you would, clap us into action, but
no,
anyways.
that could be the segue. You scream murder, I scream spook
nice.
me. We got it. Branding.
I love that.
All right, go.
Murder.
Great. Okay, time for murder. Okay. Hot potato. Got it.
Jesus.
We're gonna jump in a time machine and go back to 1942.
All right, I'm already there.
Specifically, St. Patrick's
Probably
Day
dead.
of 1942.
Wait. Okay, yeah, I am definitely dead.
Oh. I mean, you could be... your soul could be in someone else. You could be alive at the time. You don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Wait, I guess you haven't said where we are. If it's 1942 and I'm in Germany, I'm dead for various reasons.
Yes.
But if we're in... Sorry.
No, I mean, same.
I should I should let you continue before asserting that I would be dead.
I don't even know if I would be alive. Interracial marriage, not really a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in Germany.
I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah.
We can talk about that later.
Wait, so are we in Germany right now?
No, we're in Chicago, Illinois.
Okay. Okay. Well, maybe I'm
We're
alive.
probably
Okay.
safe. Yeah, so March 17th,
Yeah.
1942, in Chicago, Illinois, a young boy was born, and his name
Me.
was John Wayne
Sorry.
Gacy.
Okay. Oh, yeah, not me. Oh my
No.
god.
I hope it's not you.
Yeah. Jesus. Okay, I've like heard this name, but I'm blanking. Tell me more.
Okay,
Murder.
you might know him a little bit better by his character that he's created, and I don't want to say become popular under, but he was more well known as Pogo the Clown.
Oh.
Yeah, so I thought, with it coming out,
Okay.
I wanted to. It's coming out. Halloween is this week. Like, I thought I'd be a little bit timely.
Gotta clown it up.
Yeah.
Yay! I'm so excited. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Tell me everything.
Yeah. So Pogo the Clown, aka John Wayne Gacy,
oh my
had a lot of daddy issues. He was the second child and only son of his family, and he sought his father's approval all throughout his childhood, which is highly relatable. He was quote, overweight and not athletic, according to the Wikipedia article. So, less like me as a child, but more like me these days. I was very athletic as a child. Although he did have a congenital heart condition, which was also me as a child. Yeah, I also wasn't great at athletics, so I don't know what you want to take away from that information, but we both have heart conditions. We're both not athletic. There we go.
Nice.
Trying to be relatable.
So, yeah, basically you're halfway to your clown license.
Exactly. I never thought about that, actually.
Oh no, please don't tell me that you're considering going to clown school.
I just might be.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, okay, so that's where our minor similarities end. And this is where I talk about where he was abused by his father.
Great.
Sometimes getting the belt, and one time getting hit over the head with a broomstick, which rendered him unconscious.
Oh, wow.
His father also compared him to his sisters and called him, quote, dumb and stupid.
Okay, well now that's just insulting to everyone.
Yeah.
I don't...
His mother tried to protect him from these attacks when she could, and when he stole something from a store, which I spelled stole, which is incorrect. I think I just, yeah. He stole something once, and she made him take it back, and people started saying that he was a sissy and a mama's boy, and that he would, quote, probably grow up queer. Spoiler alert, it doesn't matter if you grow up queer, it matters if you grow up and kill people. So...
Yay! That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, not yay as in... But yay for that distinction. You got me.
Yeah.
You got me on that.
They thought he would grow up queer, which is meant to be an insult, and it really only matters if you grow up and kill people. It doesn't matter what your sexual orientation is or the gender you end up being.
If you kill people, not good.
Yeah, I mean, gay people kill people, trans people kill people. Just don't kill people, please.
Yeah.
All right.
Please don't.
We're gonna, now that we've made that clear. In 1949, when he was 7, John Wayne Gacy and another boy were caught sexually fondling a young girl.
Wait, he
was 7 years old.
7? Oh,
unless my math is wrong. In 1949 minus 1942 is not 7.
Yikes.
John and...
Was she okay?
Yeah. John and the other boy were pretty young, so none of them should be really doing this sort of thing. I wrote a note saying how I hate the Wikipedia article for mentioning this as if the boys weren't also too young. I don't know. They didn't mention his age, and I was like, I think that's also kind of important that, like, at a young age, he was already kind of up to no good.
Yeah, and, like, that he had learned this somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
So his father punished him for this with a razor strop, which is like a leather strap that you sharpen your straight razor on.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
wait.
So basically
Okay.
a belt. Yeah.
Wow. Sorry, I'm just trying to think of how you sharpen something with leather.
I mean, it's so tough. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how straight razors
because
work.
yeah. Okay. I don't know.
Um, yeah, I don't know how that works. So for college, he went to Northwestern Business College,
Mhm.
even though he never graduated from high school, and took
Mhm.
a job as a shoe salesman after he graduated. In 1964, he was doing so well at the shoe place that they transferred him to Springfield, Iowa, and made him manager at one of the retail outlets. That same
Great.
year, he married one of his coworkers, Marlon Myers.
Mhm.
In 1966, Marlon's father ran. Uh, okay, so every single article that I read about this tried to dance around the name KFC, but Marlon's father ran a chain of KFCs.
My God. Oh my gosh. Wait, so why were they trying to dance around
I
that?
don't, maybe like legal issues. I really don't know, but everyone's like, "Oh yeah, a chain of
Okay.
fried chicken stores," and I'm like, KFC. Like, it
Oh my
was really
gosh.
KFC.
Wait, so okay, so it like was
It
KFC
was KFC.
or it? Oh my gosh. Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so her father ran some KFCs and offered Gacy the opportunity to manage 3 of his restaurants in Waterloo, Illinois. So he took the offer, and he and his family moved to Waterloo later that year. By that time, he and
All
Marlene
right.
had a son named Michael.
Great.
And
All right, cousin
yeah,
Michael.
and in
Yay.
1960, wow, my
Shout
voice
out.
did not participate well there. Oh my god.
That's good.
And in 1967, they had another child. So a year after they moved, they had another child, a daughter named Christine.
Oh,
This
nice.
is
Pretty
Yeah,
name.
this was also the year Gacy's parents visited him in Iowa, and his father apologized for all the physical and emotional abuse he had inflicted on Gacy throughout his childhood.
Oh, how did that go?
Um, well, he said, Gacy's father, who's also named John
Mm-hmm.
Gacy, so John Gacy Sr.
Okay.
said, quote, "Son, comma, I was wrong about you, period." Which probably had something to do with the fact that his
Oh,
father feared his son
and then
would grow up to be a homosexual and was now glad that he wasn't.
it was that his entire apology. I
I
was
think
wrong
so.
about
I mean,
you.
that's what everyone quotes. I don't know the full scale of the
Well,
conversation
okay. Yeah. I mean,
or full context.
based on the kind of man that his father has shown himself to be, I'm guessing that he doesn't really know how to
Oh
apologize
no,
for something,
absolutely,
but
absolutely.
yeah, oh boy. Okay. Well, what happened after the I was wrong that you were gay thing?
I mean, just like I think it's not really that he was wrong that he would be gay. It's just kind of like I was wrong that you would grow up to be nothing, right?
I was Yeah,
Oh, okay,
I was
okay.
joking.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, no.
Sorry if I didn't make that clear.
Let's see here. After that, or really just kind of like concurrent with that, John Wayne Gacy was
Uh-huh.
part of the local JCs, which I never knew what that
Okay.
was. I saw it everywhere and I was like, what the fuck are the JCs? And it turns out that it
Uh-huh.
is a organization that focuses on leadership and community service and management, like business management and stuff, and they really try to promote like community well-being and stuff. Is what I got from
Cool.
their wiki article because I didn't want to read any further
Uh-huh.
than that. So yeah, so he joined that group. He ended up becoming like president of the like one of the sections. What are they called?
Okay.
Branches? I don't know what they're called. No.
Departments?
I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Okay.
And so like this kind of like was part of his mission to become a political figure. He really just wanted to be a political figure. And so he, in addition to his standing in the local JCs, Gacy volunteered in the community and quit his manager job at KFC to start a business called PDM Contractors, which stands for Painting, Decorating, and Maintenance, and helped people with projects such as minor repairs, redecorating, painting, and landscaping. Yeah. And so he, like, kept doing his political whatevers to, like, get up in the world. And, so much so that he once took a picture with the First Lady Rosalind Carter in 1978, just months before the arrest that would end in his conviction. Yeah, so it's kind of creepy, honestly. That, like, because you can see, that photo's, like, pretty popular. It's circulated everywhere. It's just, like, it's a well-known photo, and it's just, like, he's there shaking her hand, and it's like, oh, man, by this time, like, he's probably committed murder.
Yeah.
Lots of murder.
Oh, boy.
So basically, by the time of his trial, he had so many political connections that he was able to obtain, one of the best lawyer teams in the country. Great, so now we're going to talk about some of the things that happened. And this is the part that I have the least information because I was just reading through it and I got so sucked in and I was like, this is not great. So I might be flipping back and forth.
We are here for...
I might be flipping back and forth between my notes and some news articles because it was a lot to process at 1 a.m. So, we're going to talk about how he was found out and his first victims. So, a quote from the Ottawa Citizen newspaper. In the spring of... quote, in the spring of 1968, a local boy reported that he had accompanied Gacy home from work and once in the house, Gacy suggested oral sex. When the boy refused, John threatened him with a knife and fastened him to the bed with chains. Gacy proceeded to choke the young lad until he was almost unconscious, abruptly releasing him and allowing him to leave the house. End quote.
Oh my god. So,
this local boy was 15-year-old Donald Voorhees, the son of a fellow member of the JCs.
Oh no.
Gacy was arrested in 1968 for oral sodomy after Voorhees, the 15-year-old boy, reported that what had happened with Gacy to his father. His father told the police, and Gacy was arrested for sexually assaulting Voorhees and another 16-year-old boy. Gacy denied the charges and asked to take a polygraph test so he could prove his innocence, and basically all it proved was that he was nervous when asked about the two incidences. There was no, direct, tell or whatever. He denied any wrongdoing in relation to the two boys and said that the charges were a plot against him to discredit him in his campaign to become president of the Iowa chapter of the JCs. Donald Voorhees' father had opposed Gacy's nomination for the position, but many other JCs thought Gacy's story checked out and continued to support him. Despite all this, the sodomy charge stuck. And on September 12, 1968, Gacy was ordered to begin psychiatric evaluation at the Psychiatric Hospital of the State University of Iowa. Doctors examined Gacy over 7 days before concluding that he had an antisocial personality disorder and was mentally competent to stand trial. It was somewhere in this time frame that he kind of created Pogo the Clown as a character. Yeah, and he started visiting children in hospitals. He was basically as part of his community service, he would go and entertain people as Pogo the Clown, and it was basically his way of living out his childhood fantasies, dressing up in drag essentially. That's not what it is. I don't know how else to describe it, but he was basically just trying to fulfill some childhood desires, because he suffered from a lot of abuse from his father growing up, so he basically never had a childhood.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's my best explanation without trying to figure out what my notes say because they're all jumbled. And we're going to jump to the investigation and trial.
So anyways,
the next thing I want to say that's of note is that John Wayne Gacy came out to his wife as bisexual in 1975, and They got divorced in 1976. Here's the quote I was looking for.
Okay.
Gacy stated that acting as a clown allowed him to regress into childhood. Not great.
Yeah. Woo, we love it when an older man is trying
I
to get
know.
back to his childhood through creepy
Yep.
clowns and
Okay, so
children.
also in 1975, the same year that he came out to his wife as bisexual, his business was doing amazing. He began working 12 and 16-hour days to fulfill the increasing number of contracts that he was accepting. And he's admitted that 1975 was also the year in which he began to increase the frequency of his excursions for sex with young males, aka cruising.
Yikes.
Yep.
No.
So cruising was
no,
his way
no.
of going out and like finding boys to lure back to his apartment. Sometimes he would lure them with the promise of money for sex. Sometimes he would lure them with his police badge that he had. For some reason, he had a sheriff's badge, and he would like put a spotlight on his car to like pretend to be with the police.
Of course.
So he would like lure them back to his house. A lot of them he lured back to his house because he, under the pretense of hiring them for his contract company. Yeah, so there was a lot of opportunities for him as an upstanding citizen of the community to get these boys to trust him and come back to his house. So there were two like signature things that he did. One was called the handcuff trick,
His
and the other was called
MO
the rope trick.
is that okay? Wait, the handcuff trick and the rope trick. I don't like the word trick.
So, yep.
Yeah, and
Thematically consistent.
I don't like it. It's like torture at this point.
Yeah, so basically his MO is what it's called. Sorry. He would, quote, produce a pair of handcuffs, which he would persuade his intended victim into donning, and then with his manacled hands and unable to free himself, he would then rape and torture his victim, and then he would quote finish the rope trick by placing a rope over his victim's neck and tying a makeshift tourniquet until the victim was strangled to death.
Oh my god! What the? Yeah. I don't like this.
So we're gonna just skip forward into the investigation and trial.
Okay, yeah, please take me away from that last
So he
part.
always said that he was never good enough in his father's eyes, but also said in interviews after his arrest that he never hated his father. When his father died, I can't remember what year it was, but no one told Gacy for like 2 days. I don't know how he would feel about that. I couldn't find any more information about that. But yeah.
Honestly though, that's like my worst fear, like someone that I know and I love dies, but then no one tells me. And then I like don't find out until a month later, and I'm like wondering like what happened to them and where they are and stuff. Like, what is like, well, we can talk about this on our own time, but like what is the legal proceeding for telling everyone that someone has died? Like, if I'm not immediate family, how am I gonna know if my best friend dies, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry.
So over time, as more and more investigators started showing up to his house and like investigating into him, because there were basically like there was a bunch of tells, right, that he was storing bodies essentially. Like some boys would come forward and accuse him of sexual assault or whatever, like, just more and more people kept coming forward, and so they started investigating him. So he was investigated upon. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Sorry, I'm trying to switch back and forth. So the first time that investigators sent people to surveil his house, they didn't find anything. They couldn't find any suspicious things going on, so they're like, well, we can't really arrest him on any suspicion of whatever. So they left, and so he filed several lawsuits against the police department demanding that they stop their surveillance investigation, which only seemed a little bit more suspicious,
Oh yeah, great.
Yeah, so the second time
like
investigators came to his house, he let them
yeah.
in, and one of them asked to use the bathroom while the other one distracted him. And as the officer in the bathroom flushed, he caught a whiff of something that the first surveillance team missed. The smell of rotting flesh.
Oh no. Wait, when he flushed the toilet?
As he was doing that, he happened to smell rotting flesh. It wasn't like because he flushed, there was a thing.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm like, okay. Like, is there a rotting flesh, like, in the toilet drain?
Yeah,
and
but I think it has something to do with it
okay.
because of something that he did later.
Okay. I'm glad that got cleared up.
They suspect that it's because the house was cold the first time the team came around, that they weren't able to smell anything. But after that, they basically found, like, a bunch of items in the house that were essentially, like, trophies. Like, items that belonged to all these people who went missing, like, there was a whole list. Yeah, okay, so there was a class ring engraved with one of the victim's initials, various driver's licenses, handcuffs, a 2x4 with holes drilled in the ends, books on homosexuality, a syringe, because he would also drug his victims before he would rape them. There was also male clothing too small for Gacy, so that's kind of suspicious. A pistol and a photo receipt from the pharmacy where one of the victims worked.
Yeah.
So there's just all these items that just kept adding up, and they're like, well, we have to figure this out. Because all these people are missing, and it's just like, it's a lot. So they were able to arrest him for something else. Essentially, there's just like more and more suspicion, and I guess Gacy thought that they were on to him, and he's just like, oh no. Like, he pretty much knew that they were on to him. So he decided to go drive to his father's grave.
Yeah.
And the police, he went to his lawyer's office.
Oh.
And
that's
was like, okay, so they're probably onto me.
Yeah, why would he go to his father's grave though? That sounds like an odd.
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
So he went to his lawyer's office and started confessing. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I guess.
Good.
He told them about like all the bodies that were buried in this crawl space, the others in the river nearby that he had dumped. Some of them he referred to by name, some of them he just called them male prostitutes. Something that I found was interesting is like Pogo the Clown had become sort of like a second personality for him. It no longer became like he was dressing up and like performing. He was like becoming Pogo the Clown, sort of like a double personality. And so apparently, quote, sometimes he would like, or like sometimes he would wake up, or sometimes he would know like what he was doing. Sometimes like, quote, on other occasions he stated that he would wake up to find dead, strangled kids on his floor with their hands cuffed behind their back. So it was like, you know, sometimes he knew what he was doing, sometimes he didn't. It was like a dissociative state in which Pogo the Clown kind of took over, I think. I don't really know the whole psychology behind that. Like, that's something I have no idea. Like, how a person experiences that, and I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not a psychiatrist, so I probably shouldn't be talking about it, but it seems unlikely
so he confessed to his lawyers
that he would.
And then probably fell asleep because he had asked for an alcoholic drink when he arrived to the lawyer's office, so he basically just drank himself to sleep. And then when he woke up, he left the office and drove to a gas station. At the gas station, he gave one of the attendants marijuana. Yeah.
Wow, that sounds like what I did last night. Well, wait. I did not give it to anyone.
Yeah.
I gave it to myself. Okay. Anyways. Sorry, I was trying to lighten the mood, but I can't.
And then went to one of his fellow contractors, who he told that he killed 30 people, give or take a few, which is not great. He also had told the gas station attendant who gave marijuana that the end is coming. These guys are going to kill me. Just imagine hearing that with no context.
Oh my god. Yeah, I was like gonna ask, like, what would you do if someone that you knew came up to you and said, I have killed 30
I don't know.
people, like, what would you even?
It's just a lot.
Oh my god.
The police outlined their formal draft of their second search warrant. The purpose of the warrant was specifically to search for the body of Robert Peist, one of the people that they found like items of in the crawl space. They found this.
Wait,
they were searching for his
of or
body
pieces of?
in the crawl space, but they had like found items that belonged to him in Gacy's house.
Okay.
Like people reported missing, last known to be seen with whatever.
Gotcha.
So, the surveillance team notified the police that he was being erratic, driving around everywhere, and so they thought that he might be trying to like attempt suicide. So they decided to arrest him. The police decided to arrest him under a charge of possession and distribution of marijuana. So they couldn't arrest him for murder. So they're like, "What's the next best thing? Marijuana." Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, so they arrested him and then carried out the second search. And on the afternoon of December 21st, the request for the second search warrant was granted. And they immediately just drove to his house and they're like, all right, let's search this thing top to bottom. And they found that Gacy had unplugged his sump pump, which connects to your toilet. So that could have very well been the reason why when he flushed, the officer smelled the rotting flesh. And so when he unplugged the sump pump, that's basically like your sewage pump. The crawl space was flooded.
And like, why would he do that? Oh no.
Essentially. So they cleared the water
with poop.
By replacing the plug and then waiting for the water to drain, and after it had drained, they searched the crawl space and found a whole bunch of flesh and human bone.
Oh boy. Okay. So, did he unplug it then to try to cover up the evidence, or did he unplug it because he liked poop?
I think it's to cover up the evidence.
Okay,
because once your body decomposes,
because
like water increases the speed of decomposition.
That makes sense, yeah. I was listening to this other podcast about the serial killer who had a poop fetish, and then he flooded his basement with poop because he liked poop. Anyways.
Nope. Okay.
No,
thank you.
Not this guy. Okay, we've got enough going on with this one. Let's...
Yeah.
Thank God. Okay.
Yeah, so Gacy ended up confessing to the police in 1972. Since 1972, he committed 20 to 30 murders. Oh
my God. Yeah. How do you go undetected that long?
I don't know. Because this is 1978 at this point.
Yeah. And he got pulled on, marijuana charges, not even...
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so he confessed to police that since 1972 he committed 25 to 30 murders, all of whom he falsely claimed were teenage male runaways or male prostitutes. He would abduct from the Greyhound bus station, or, off the streets, or, as I mentioned before, he would con them into thinking that he was a policeman, or he was gonna offer them money at his construction company.
Yeah.
So, everything he told his lawyers, he told the police, and then, yeah. So, the police searched his house, searched his crawl space, and they ended up finding 27 bodies between December 22nd and December 29th.
Okay. So then, are there still 3 bodies that are undiscovered, or...?
Yeah, so 26 were found in the crawl space. One of them was actually... one of the 27 were buried underneath his garage.
Okay.
Beneath the concrete floor, which I think that's a lot of work. He's got to re-pour that. But, I mean, he owns a construction company. He's got access to these sorts of tools.
Yeah.
5 victims... He claimed that 5 victims... Wow. He claimed that he dumped 5 bodies into the river. But only 4 of the 5 bodies were found.
Right.
So that's...
Oh, my...
How many now?
That's...
Wow. 26, 27, plus 4 is 31.
Yeah. Wait, so there's over 30? I thought you said that the range was 20 to 30.
That's what he That's what he was estimating when he confessed. But the actual
Oh
body
my
count
god.
that he has been credited for is 33.
Do you think that he actually like lost track of how
Oh,
many people he
absolutely.
killed, or that he like didn't want to give up the real number?
No, I think he just lost track. I mean,
How do
especially because,
you?
like,
Oh,
I said,
okay.
he's got the Pogo the Clown personality, and, like, I feel like sometimes he
Yeah.
disassociated when he dressed up as Pogo the Clown. Like, there's no way of knowing, like,
Yeah.
how much he actually remembered,
Yeah.
how much he
Like there's.
blacked out. Like, sometimes you would just wake up and find out that there's a body. Especially because
Yeah.
he was, like, drunking them. He might have been drinking himself, too. Like, I don't really know.
That's very true. Yeah.
Um, yeah, so Gacy was brought to trial on February 6, 1980, charged with 33 murders. Um,
Mhm.
Unfortunately, he was only officially prosecuted for 12 of the 33 suspected murders. And there was heavy debate over whether or not Gacy was fit to stand trial, or like if he was able to plead insanity because of that like antisocial personality disorder and his
Yeah.
seemingly dissociative state, during some of these murders.
Mhm.
So there's just like a lot of heavy debate whether or not he was even fit to stand trial in the first place. So
Okay.
the jury took more than 2 hours to make their decision before deciding that John Wayne Gacy should be sentenced to death for his crimes, and his execution was set for June 2nd, 1980. But that's not the end.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah. I'm like, did
No,
that
it
really
wasn't as easy as
happen?
that. This man wanted
I
to
don't
stay
know.
alive for as long as possible. He
God.
tried to study up on law and filed several appeals, but he wasn't granted any. But his appeal
Okay.
processes took up so much time that his final appeal was denied in October of 1993, and the Supreme Court set his final execution date for May 10th, 1994, almost 15 years later.
Okay.
15 years
15
later.
more. Sorry, 15 years after they said that he would be executed, or 15 years after he was
After the
imprisoned?
trial decided that his execution was set for June 2nd, 1980. So
Oh,
his
okay.
original execution date was in
Okay,
1980,
gotcha.
but his final execution date was in 1994.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to know what he had for his final meal?
Okay. Uh,
Okay. So his
no
final
and
meal
yes.
was a
So,
bucket of
yeah,
KFC,
I guess.
a dozen fried shrimp, French fries, fresh
Oh,
strawberries, and a Diet Coke. All before death by lethal injection.
oh my god. The
I
fresh
know.
strawberries really throws
I
me
don't know what you
off.
put with that. Like,
Huh. Yeah. I
yeah, so
can't.
his execution
Ugh, yeah.
wasn't easy either. The injection
Mm-hmm.
tube thing got clogged, so it took him a couple minutes to figure that out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was just like you
Yeah.
really literally cannot kill this man. Like for some reason, God is like, no, you're not allowed to kill this
Yeah.
man. And his final words
Nope.
were, "Kiss my
Yikes.
ass." Yep,
Oh,
and that is the story
original.
of Pogo the Clown / John Wayne Gacy.
Ugh.
I definitely did not
Oh
get
my
into the clown
goodness.
part as much as I wanted to, but it's definitely somewhat of an
Yeah,
inspiration
that's
for
okay.
it. I really
Yeah.
want to do, like, I really want to find more information on, like, how much of this inspired it, but there just wasn't enough time.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a quick break,
Cool.
and we'll come back, and we're gonna talk about
Okay.
Elle's story.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's get back to it. Should we?
We took a quick 24-hour break, but we're back in it.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I had to go take my poodle to the grooming salon. Apparently, she was very matted, and I feel bad because I didn't even know that she was matted or
Aw,
what
yeah.
matting was. But like, it wasn't bad. Like she was in pain. They just had to like basically shave her down to her skin almost.
Oh,
Oh, I know.
that's
I
gonna be
feel so bad.
cold.
Guess what though? She has a lot of sweaters
Okay.
that I haven't been able to put her in because she was overheating just
Yeah.
with her coat. But yeah, I just like didn't have money for a $90 Seattle grooming price. But then I met some people in my apartment building who own a grooming salon, and they only charged me the service fee, and that was very nice of
Nice.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now I'll be able to get her shaved more often.
Love
I'm
connections.
sorry, Susan. Yeah, I mean, I'm like very worried. Like I like went um on the Google and like search like matting and dogs, and it's like your dog's skin could become restricted and then bruise and it could be really bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god, I let that happen to my dog, but I don't think it was that bad. But now we are instituting a weekly brushing and leave-in conditioner
Nice.
rule. So we're gonna start doing that. So my story is very relevant to the special that we did with Hollis last
Okay.
week.
Which you can go listen to on Patreon.
You what?
Which you can go listen to on Patreon.
Oh, yes. And how do you find the Patreon, Cody? What is our...
Patreon.com/Horror Corner Podcast.
Woo! Yeah, we are professional. We have a Patreon. Cool. Okay, so we today are going to dive into the story of Annalise Michel. Do you remember?
Wait, is this the one about
talking?
dehydration?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
so I have a
it
follow-up
is-
to that episode as well.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we can talk about your story first, and then I'll talk about it.
Okay, yeah. So the more that I looked into this, I realized that it could be true crime or paranormal,
Yeah.
depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
But my interpretation is kind of all of the above. Like, I don't know, paranormal, but also some shitty things that the people around her should have helped her with. Anyways, so in case our listeners don't know, Annalise Michel is the woman who the movie the Exorcism of Emily Rose was based off of, and like the movie is very different, and we will get into that. But okay, so some fun facts about Annalise before shit went down. Was that she was born in Leibling, Bavaria, West Germany.
Oh, really?
And I'm gonna butcher a lot of German here. Yeah, I know. I thought going in that she was from France, but the story's actually from Germany.
Oh, I assumed it was
know.
set in America. That's my bad. Stupid American.
Oh, yeah, no. The movie, it was set in America, so yeah, so
that's probably
where that comes from. Yeah. So she was born in Bavaria. I didn't take down the dates. All I know is that shit went down in the 70s. But okay, so she grew up in a strict Catholic family, as in like attending mass twice a week, kind of strict.
I see.
Although you're Catholic, how on the level of like strictness, how strict is going to mass twice a week?
I mean, a lot of people do like a lot of people who are more into their faith, do like Sunday morning mass and then also like a Friday night sort of like gathering. So maybe not super strict, but
I think that's what they did.
More than like standard once a week that like they try to rope you into.
Got it. Cool. So, they were very strict Catholics, but then the mom was also very strict in her expectations for her daughters and her kind of handle on them. So no boys were allowed, which I'm like, maybe one of the sisters was like gay and then she got around that, I hope. But anyways, so there was a strict no boy policy. The mom chose the clothing for the daughters and even like what they read, and she would like control like the topics that they could talk about. So like she would like literally dictate like you can't talk about this. You can talk about
Yeah,
this
like I've
kind of
found
thing. I don't know.
usually when people say, oh, yeah, like strict Catholic family, it's not so much like how much they go to church. It's usually like the culture at home.
Okay, okay.
Because like the church only
That's
really
good to know.
requires you to
Thank
come
you.
once a week. Like they don't care what you do at home. I mean, they care what you do at home, obviously, but like
Okay.
what really matters is that you come to church every week. In my experience,
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
it's usually
Okay.
like what goes
Sounds
on at
good.
home, like is what considers it to be like a strict Catholic upbringing.
Okay. Okay. And you would consider like the factors that I just described as
Yes,
strict, right?
strict in general.
Okay.
The fact that
Got
they
it.
bring faith into it makes it a Catholic,
Yeah.
strict Catholic upbringing.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool. This is good because I don't know anything
Okay,
about
yeah.
Catholicism other than
Well,
anti-Semitism.
yes.
But anyways, we don't have to go into that. Yeah, mom was very strict. Father was kind of aloof, like not very warm, kind of cold. Um, and the mom, whose name is Anna, she lost her first daughter during I think it was a procedure to remove a tumor on her kidney.
Okay.
And also, yeah, so already some a medical trauma there and some
Yeah.
distrust of medical professionals for sure. Um, Also, this first daughter was born out of wedlock, so that was also a source.
That's not good.
I know, yeah, that was a source of
I mean,
drama.
it's completely fine. Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Nowadays, like, you do you. Like, I
Yeah,
don't care.
exactly.
But
like for like
for them,
1960s,
that's a big no-no.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then so it like was such a scandal that she had to wear a black veil on her wedding day.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then she lost her first daughter. I'm like assuming that
Wow.
that this was before Anna and Joseph, the dad, were married. I couldn't find out if it was from if the father was a different man than her current husband, but
Oh, okay.
anyways, so yeah, already got some trauma lining up in the family. Okay, so then back to Annalise. So the first smidgen of trouble was that at age 16, Anna suffered a severe convulsion, which is like different from a seizure, and that seizure is just broadly like defined as an electrical disturbance of the brain. That convulsion is like the physical, uncontrollable muscle contractions, which
Oh.
will become an important distinction later. But so
I
at
thought they
six,
were just seizures.
yeah, no, I
Good to
know.
know.
Yeah, it's good. Convulsion is like the violent shaking symptom.
Yeah.
Which like scares me. Like you could have no, or like more subtle outward signs of having a seizure, and maybe you wouldn't know it. I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's not fun.
yeah, yeah.
I had another word to describe it, but it involved an anecdote, so we're just not going to go into it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, after this convulsion, she was diagnosed with temporal lobe epilepsy. And then, in addition to epilepsy, Elise also received a lot of psychiatric treatment, kind of like combined with her symptoms of epilepsy, and then also what I'm guessing is kind of mental illness, like resulting from her family upbringing, and then also from this disability. I would assume, being a disabled person, I'm guessing that's where it came from. But so she began to exhibit signs of major depression and schizophrenia on top of her epileptic symptoms. And then while at a psychiatric hospital, she had her third seizure and was prescribed anticonvulsants, first Dilantin for the first time, and this a medication will become important later on.
Okay.
But this anticonvulsant didn't help at first, and her symptoms only worsened. She reported what?
My
What?
mom just sent me a photo of a dog.
Oh
I'm
my God.
sorry. I'm
I thought
no.
you like had a medical revelation or something. I'm
No,
like,
no,
oh
no, no,
no.
no. I just have my chat windows up and then I need to close them apparently because I'm distracted.
Oh my gosh. Oh well.
They're closed. No more
Okay.
dog.
Cool. Okay. Um, but yeah, not so cute as dogs. Annalise started to see devil faces when she was saying the rosary, and
No, thank
then
you.
I know, yeah. So like at first it was just when she was saying the rosary, and like what is that prayer specifically? Is it the
The Rosary is a series of prayers. It
okay,
starts with the Our Father. There's also the Hail Mary. There's also a couple of other ones that I have no idea what they are.
okay,
I've only done the Rosary like 3 times in my life, and I was under the age of 16.
all right,
So,
got it.
but it's a
Yeah,
series of prayers that you say on each beat of the Rosary.
okay.
But like you have to repeat the prayers as well. Like I think it's 7 times. It's something
Yeah.
ridiculous like that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yikes. So yeah, seeing devil faces when you're saying a prayer that's really important. Probably not great.
No, not at
Um,
all.
yeah. And then so later throughout, oh, sorry, this was weirdly worded in my notes. As her symptoms progressed, she would see the faces, like just all throughout the day, like even if she wasn't saying the rosary. Yeah, so that's very terrifying. Um, yeah, I'm like trying to conjure up an image of what like a devil face looks like. And it like didn't really go into details about whether or not she was seeing like an anomaly or like seeing
Yeah.
it in like a painting or like in the rough parts of a wall or something. But yeah, so um, and then she continued to kind of spiral. Her symptoms
Relatable.
continued, yeah, relatable. She got like super depressed, started hallucinating while praying, and started hearing voices saying that she was damned and would rot in hell.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's scary. Um,
That's not very nice.
no, yeah. And then so at one point, Annalise and her family went on a pilgrimage to San Damiano. Okay,
I
that
don't
was
know.
horrible. I think it's somewhere in Italy. Um, but
Oh, okay,
Annalise,
yeah.
yeah, Annalise found that she could not walk past the crucifix
That
to the
sounds
main
about right.
entrance, and she could not drink water from the holy spring.
Great.
Um, yeah. She also couldn't look at images of Jesus and tried many different routes to enter the shrine. Um, and but they all failed, and she could not go in because she said that the ground burned her feet. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
So
So,
definitely signs of like being mentally blocked. If this is indeed just
mhm,
mental illness and not a possession, like
yeah,
just a mental blockage of like just trauma.
yeah, yeah. Like some kind of. I mean, it almost seems to me like OCD, kind of
Right.
combined with schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Like we're not trying to diagnose her. We're just
Oh no, no,
this
no.
is
Yeah,
I'm seeing signs of like another I don't possibilities.
yeah, yeah. And like I do have OCD, and like I definitely went through a period where like I had a lot of magical thinking and like religious fears, I guess. So like yeah, so like not being able to like enter a holy shrine because you're scared of something,
Yeah.
that I feel like is pretty normal. Um, but so I would like you to imagine
Okay.
that you're having seizures, hearing voices, and now you're thinking that the one thing that's supposed to keep you safe, which is prayer, is inaccessible to you. You've been on a medication for 5 years
Okay.
that all of the doctors is saying is supposed to help um, with the hallucinations of the schizophrenia, and it's not helping. Your grades are slipping. You're having sleep paralysis. doctors
Oof.
won't listen to you because they're Freudian and or like Freudian psychoanalysis, and think that it all comes back to your father's lack of access and mom not letting you see boys.
Oh my
I
god.
know, yeah. That's like literally what one of the psychiatrists was quoted
So
saying.
basically, they're
Like,
just saying she has hysteria because she
yeah,
hasn't had
yeah,
an orgasm.
yeah,
Great.
basically. And then they like later on go to quote another psychiatrist who said like, I like just didn't listen to her complaints because she was overreacting.
Okay.
Which I'm like, yeah, and like and the source that cited that was like this philosophical like article, and it like took the stance that like this is what happens when you don't believe in non-material causes to illness or something. And I'm like, no, this is what happens when you don't believe women.
Yeah.
But anyways, um so if like all these people that are supposed to help are failing you, it like makes sense that she would then call a priest and ask for an exorcism.
Yeah.
Like I think like the psychiatric field at this time like failed her just as much as I don't know anything
Everything
else in
else.
this case. Yeah. Um and yeah, so at the peak of her symptoms, she would perform over 600 like crouches or
Squats?
squats, yeah.
Ow.
Over 600 squats a day. And
Ow.
she eventually ruptured her knee ligaments.
Yeah.
But she would still do it,
Oh my
even
god.
though she, yeah.
I hate doing 30
Um,
squats a day. I just, oh.
yeah, 600.
That's too
Can you
many squats.
imagine? Oh, yeah.
Like, even when I was mountain
Um,
biking and stuff, we never did that many squats in a week.
Yikes. Yeah.
Like, we probably should have
It's
done
not
more
good.
squats in a week, but like.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you think about it, like,
Yeah.
some people do 100 squats a day, 7 days a
Mm-hmm.
week.
600 though?
In one
And
day.
when she,
That's, like, that's the thing. That's the
yeah,
difference. We spread it over a week.
one day every
Yeah.
day.
Ah.
And even continuing to do it after
After you're
she
injured.
broke
Oh
her,
my god.
after injuring her knees.
No, thank you.
Yeah, it gets weirder. So,
That's gotta be some. Sorry. That's gotta be some,
yeah,
like, form of OCD. Like,
yeah, yeah,
definitely a symptom. Like, you have to do 600. Like, being obsessed with the number 600.
exactly. Yeah, like I don't know who was counting the 600, if it was
Like, maybe
her
it was
or
actually
if it was an estimate.
666.
Oh my god, that would be
I hate
creepy
it. I don't want
and
to think about it anymore. Keep going,
very
please.
sad. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, well, I don't think this is gonna soothe you. There was one instance where she crawled under a table and barked like a dog for 2 days straight.
Ooh.
She ate spiders, coal, and bit the head off of a dead bird.
Ah!
She even licked her own urine off the floor and could be heard through the walls screaming for hours.
Oh, that's one thing I hate. Like, absolutely cannot stand people screaming. Like, I hate
Yeah.
kids screaming, but, like, adult screaming is just so much worse because, like, you expect a kid to scream. But, like, adult
Yeah.
screaming is just so out of the ordinary. Like, I can't even. No.
Yeah. And like it's hard to determine like why adults are screaming.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like it could be laughing, it could be screaming at a football game, or it could be being murdered.
Exactly. Like,
I don't
like
know.
I literally the other day I heard like some people outside yelling at each other. And I was like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Like, is someone getting attacked? Like, so I heard like car
Yeah.
revving, and I heard like yelling. Were they excited? Because there's also like drag racing goes on outside my house. So I was like, are they? What's going on? But it's like this woman was screaming at her boyfriend. She's like, do you want, like, is this how you want to be, like, when I bring you home and meet my mom? I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Oh my god.
but she was literally screaming, and she was like, no, don't touch me. And I was just like, oh my god, what is going on? Like, do I need to call the police? Like, I'm
Yeah.
so stressed when people scream. Like,
I know.
I can't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I know. I have definitely heard the people in the apartment above me just like screaming at each other,
Oof.
and then like there's thumps on my ceiling at night. Yeah, and I've like reported it to the office like twice. And they're like, "Oh, that's not good."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah." Um, but I guess they like need like 5 reports of something to go and check on, well, to go and like check on them after hours,
Yeah.
kind of. But it always happens at night, and I can't just be like, "Hey, office, go check that out."
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like a little bit worried about them. But um, yeah, I also like don't know what to do in those situations. Like, do I go up personally and like knock on their door and be like, "Are you okay?" But
Exactly.
then, but
Yeah, I
then
didn't want to
if
just yell out my window and be like, "Hey, are you okay? Do you need me to call someone?" Like, because I also don't
yeah,
know where they are. Like, are they across the street? Are they like next door? Like, I didn't want to like go out on my balcony and just watch for a little bit.
yeah, I know. Um, ugh.
Domestic
Anyways,
disputes.
um,
I don't know what to do about them.
yeah,
Just be careful. Everybody be careful
yeah,
out
for
there.
sure.
Use your best
Yeah,
judgment.
everyone, yeah, yeah. Don't get sucked into the kind of relationships where you think that's normal to like hate each other.
Yeah.
That's like what I don't like about straight culture is that it's like very much like, oh yeah, you're supposed to fight and it's okay, and that means that it's a passionate relationship or something. And I'm just like, no.
Use your best
Yeah.
judgment. If it's really not working out, just
Yeah.
it's not working out. Just deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you have to call
All
the
right.
cops, call the cops, because they won't leave you
Yeah, call
alone.
the cops. Call your leasing manager. Call someone to
Find
come
someone that you can trust and get out
buffer.
of there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's also often not that
I know.
easy. But yeah, maybe we should provide the a domestic abuse hotline. Although I don't know if it's particularly relevant to the case. Anyways, we can
We can
decide
do like child
later.
welfare hotline.
Yeah.
She's under
Okay.
18.
Yeah. Let's do that. Yeah, because that is irrelevant to the
Yeah.
case. She is like technically 22 when she
Oh.
died, but also I'm like,
I mean, if
yeah,
it
but
starts
that's
that
still
young though,
not
that's when you gotta catch it. Because then you can
exactly.
probably,
Yeah.
well, not probably, but like it's more likely to avoid a lot of the things that can go on later in life that are a result of something that happened to you when you were younger.
Yeah. Okay, back to the story. Sorry,
Sorry,
we got off
long track,
track.
long
No,
tangent.
no, no. It was good. Um. Okay. So yeah, she Annalise was basically kind of losing it a little bit. Um,
Understandable.
and that, yeah, yeah, very understandable. Um, so then I have a quote from her mother,
Okay.
who said, Annalise was a kind, loving, sweet, and obedient girl.
Oof.
But when she was possessed, it was something unnatural, something that you can't explain. Um, So in 1975, after requesting an exorcism three times, the bishop of Eresburg finally granted it. And important to note is that Annalise herself was actually requesting the exorcisms.
Okay.
Yeah, at least that's what I got from the most reputable
Yeah.
article that I found on it.
Okay.
Yeah. So then there were 2 exorcists who came and performed them for her. Okay, so is the FR abbreviation? Is that
Yes.
father? Okay. So Father Arnold Renz and Pastor Ernst Alt performed it.
Okay.
And these sessions, this is what they looked like. So it was 1 or 2 4-hour-long sessions a week that were held over 9 months.
Oh.
Yeah. And 42 hours of these exorcisms were taped. And if you've ever listened to the tape, it is extremely disturbing.
Is
I
she
don't
screaming the
think
whole time?
she's screaming, but in like creepy, like demonic
I'm gonna
voices.
Google this later. I know I just said
Yeah.
that I hate screaming, but I'm also very curious.
Yeah. I don't think you'll be able to understand any of it because it's in German.
That's
And
fine.
yeah, so there were 42 hours taped of these exorcisms. And not only was she like screaming in demonic voices, but it seemed like there were different demons inside of her dialoguing with each other.
Oh my god.
So
Conversating?
like she would, yeah,
Dialoguing.
conversating, yeah.
Same thing.
So like, yeah, yeah. No, I think that
Is
dialoguing is
dialoguing a
an
word?
actual. I think so.
I have
Yeah,
a dictionary.
I think it's
I'll
kind
get it.
of unusual, but okay. Yeah. So she's like talking in different voices with the demons talking to each other. So like she'll talk in one voice, but then reply in a different voice, I guess, and it is very disturbing.
Dialoguing is
Um,
a real word.
yes, that's right. I love you. I'm sorry. I'm competitive. So the priest determined that there were 7 demons inside of her.
7 demons.
Or wait, 6. 6
Okay.
actually. Sorry, I can't count. So these demons were Lucifer, Judas, Nero, Cain, and Adolf Hitler.
Adolf Hitler is a demon. I'll take it.
Yeah, I know. And like I
He
also
counts as 2
read,
demons.
yeah, I like read something. Wait, this is only 5 demons. One,
Oh.
2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I guess I'm leaving one out. But
Huh.
yeah.
I mean,
so
like, any
there
demons. More than 1 demon is already too much.
Yeah,
Like, 5 is any
it's
better
too
than
much.
7 at this point.
Yeah, well, so 6 is like an unholy number, though, right? So like that's extra creepy.
True.
I feel like, yeah. But I read something that said that Lucifer is like actually the only demon, like,
What?
and like all these other folks are like Judas and Nero and Cain, like they aren't really demons. They're like figures, biblical figures. Is that
Yes.
right?
That's okay.
Okay.
So I was always confused about that too. I was like, but they aren't demons.
Yeah. So
Like,
I don't.
Satan's kind of like, as far as I'm aware, the other ones are just fallen angels, which aren't technically demons as far as I know. But like, I could be wrong. Make me question, and like, you're really testing my Catholic upbringing. Like, do I know anything at this point?
I'm sorry. I am very sorry.
No, it's good.
No, yeah.
If my mom ever listens to this, she's gonna be proud that I know maybe less than she thought, but also more than she thought. I don't know.
No, yeah, like you've been able to answer all my questions.
She'll be proud that I retained
so
anything at all, probably.
Yeah, nice. We love that. Yeah, but so Adolf Hitler, definitely not a traditional demon. But so it's like interesting because Annalise was like a very devout, like Catholic, so she would know if she was citing demons or not. So it's just.
I mean, she probably knows more about demons and fallen angels than I do. So I'm gonna trust her on this call.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. But like, especially creepy is that when she was like talking as Adolf Hitler, she spoke with the correct Austrian inflections.
Huh.
So like she like very vividly like captured his way of speaking, which.
And there's
creepy.
Probably not like a lot of like
that.
newsreels that you can just watch over and over and over to like practice that.
Yeah, no. And like also, at least, I don't know. My mom said that growing up, like studying the Holocaust in school only became a real thing like in the mid to late 70s.
That sounds
and
about
like
right.
Yeah. And like people like just didn't want to talk about it like in the 50s, 60s and stuff. Yeah, so 6 demons inside of her. Not great. So then Michelle later had a prophetic vision, I guess you could say, that she would be free of the demons by July 1976, and she died of dehydration and starvation in the spring of 76. So she
Huh.
was right about that.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah. Her official cause of death was listed as starvation and dehydration. Her father Joseph tried to find a medical examiner who would list her death as natural
Mm-hmm.
causes. I guess to try to get out of, I don't know, legal troubles. Probably he probably foresaw that it's not great.
Hmm.
But then the doctor looked at her and was like, no, obviously this is not natural causes. And there are like pictures of her, like just like with bruises and self-inflicted
Ow.
wounds and just like, yeah, I think she was like 85 pounds at the
Ooh.
end, and she was 22 years old.
Nobody should be 85
Um,
pounds.
no, yeah. So
I mean, like,
like
obviously
the cause of
kids should
death,
be 85 pounds. But, like,
yeah,
no
no,
adult should
I
be
know.
85 pounds.
Yeah, it's probably not a healthy weight for
No.
anyone. Well, any adult. Um, yeah. Also, there's the fact that she died from starvation, so definitely not a
No,
healthy weight
definitely
for
not.
her. Yeah. So the doctor refused to list her cause of death as natural, just like looking at her. Um, yeah, and then the mom, the dad, and the exorcists were found guilty of a negligent homicide, which is unlike in the movie where there was like the sentence of time served for the
Yeah.
priest. Like that just didn't happen. Like they found them all guilty of a negligent homicide. And then they were suspended to 6 months of a prison and 3 years of probation.
In the
So
movie?
no, no, in real life.
Wait, okay, so I. Okay, here's what we talk about the movie, I guess. So I watched the movie,
Yeah.
I think the
Uh
day
huh.
after we spoke with Hollis, and
Okay.
the movie did like a kind of cop out ending where they just had the courtroom adjourned and they're like, okay, sentence, whatever.
Yeah.
The jury recommended something, but then the judge was like,
Yeah.
no thanks. And then they had like the text
I know.
ending, and I was like, okay, why would they do that? There was a lot of reading, so I didn't want to deal with
Uh
it,
huh.
but like, it looked like he just got community service in the movie.
Yeah. I watched the movie 2 nights ago, and so the judge actually did accept the sentence of time
Okay.
served. Like that idea, like he had suffered enough already,
Right,
so
okay.
he can walk free. But yeah, I don't know if he had to do community service or not. But
I mean, that's what I assumed, because I, like, at that point I had lost interest. The movie wasn't great.
no, yeah, it was more of a courtroom drama than anything.
Exactly.
I
And my roommate was like, I mean, what else can they do? They're not gonna, like, if they do it from her point of view, like, it's gonna be skewed and they don't have all the information. And I'm just like, sure, but they could do it from, like, the priest's point of view.
yeah,
And, like, I don't know. His response to that was that there would just be gaps in time. And I'm like, yeah, but not really.
yeah,
Because if the exorcism is all you care about, like, you can't name it the exorcism of Emily Rose and then like show like 3 scenes of the exorcism.
yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
Because also the menu. Sorry, we watched it on DVD.
Okay.
The menu for the DVD like basically shows all of the exorcism scenes,
Huh.
and we're like, so you just watched through the menu, the title menu, and you've seen the entire movie essentially.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
If you don't care about the courtroom.
Yeah.
Anyways, I wasn't impressed by the movie.
It
That's
wasn't
just me.
either. Yeah, no. It like was disappointing to me. Also like
Like, I love a good
unrealistic.
courtroom. Yeah, like, I love a good courtroom drama, but like, this isn't what I came for.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Um yeah, so in real life they were all found guilty.
Okay.
Which I think
That was the
is
other thing.
valid.
They didn't even cover the parents.
I know, yeah. And like I couldn't even tell by the movie like whose side the parents were on. But in real life, everyone was given responsibility for their actions. So
Good.
we love that. That's great.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then as a more cultural result, Father Dieter Fine, yes, I think, was quoted in a Telegraph article saying that the view of the church is that it is possible to be possessed, but in Germany there are no more exorcisms. So it sounds like they just don't do exorcisms in Germany after this incident, which
Okay.
is, I don't know. I think that's like pretty chill. Like Germany after World War II, I feel like has a pretty good handle on like, I don't know, like making things stop. I
Yeah, I
guess
mean, like, I
like
feel like their moral compass is especially sensitive after World War II.
exactly, yeah, like they had no problem banning the Nazi flag,
Yeah.
and no problem with like making it illegal to deny the Holocaust, and like all of the things that like America struggles with, like gun control, like that could be very easily like controlled if the government just got their asses into gear.
Right.
Like Germany is proof that like that can happen, that like swift and effective action to reduce harm is possible with a government. But speaking of journalism, this case was the most widely covered case in Germany, second to the Nuremberg trials.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, so like it like was a big ass deal.
Huh.
Um,
I don't think anything could beat the
yeah.
Nuremberg trials, honestly.
Oh, yeah. No, it's like second to that. Like the Nuremberg trials are still
Yeah.
first, and then this is not more than that, because
Right.
I would hope that nothing would be more than that coverage. Except other genocides too. That would be
Yeah.
good.
I'm also
Because we
wondering.
have a habit of just.
Uh.
Oh, sorry, no.
Oh no. I'm also wondering. Like, does it scale with time with like media, right? Because like media in the
Yeah,
1940s. What the fuck was that? No, I think they're
a
doing like
ghost.
work outside. I don't. It might have also just been a motorcycle. Um.
A ghost.
Does the scale of the news scale up over time with this as media grows, right? Like the amount of media in the 1940s to 1950s is like completely different from
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So like if you say that this was second only to the Nuremberg trials, does it like is it proportionate in scale to like how much media they had, right?
Yeah,
Because like there wasn't a lot of
yeah.
worldwide
I
media
mean,
and spread of information. Like there wasn't much TV at the
no.
time. Like there wasn't like obviously like new trade agreements and stuff. Like newspaper spread of news and like what is actually told in the news has changed
Yeah,
between like 1950 and
yeah,
1970.
for sure. Yeah, and like there's a as easy access, or like there it was
Yeah,
not
and
as
also just
easy
like
access because they
along those
didn't have
lines,
the
like newspaper
internet and
archives.
stuff.
Like there's obviously so much more news to like look back on and stuff.
Uh-huh. I guess like it did impact the public enough that they like don't do exorcisms anymore in Germany.
Yeah.
But I do have some more stuff that
Okay.
can potentially get spooky. But first, I have another quote from the mom who's saying this after the fact, which I find a little bit disturbing. But the quote goes, "I give out a prayer to pilgrims who come to visit her grave, Annalise's grave. There are prayers to be said every day, and they thank God for her giving her young life for other sinners so that they can be shown how to devote themselves to the will of
Okay.
God." I'm
There's
just
good and
like,
bad parts of that. Like
mm,
I understand where she's coming from.
yeah. I'm just like, whenever someone says after the fact that she gave her life for other sinners, I'm just like, you don't
Right.
really know if that's why she died or not. Like, I don't know. But then, so I read this interesting analysis of of hallucinations and stuff, and I thought that it might be able to shed light on like the all of the above perspective, that it was possibly both supernatural, psychiatric, and negligence. So this is a quote from this actually academic essay.
Really?
Called The Real Emily Rose, Fact and Fiction About Annelise Michel.
Okay.
And it was written by Daniel J. Castellano. And it was like a philosophy paper, and it's pretty out there, but I thought that it was interesting. So here's the quote. It is circular reasoning to dismiss a paranormal claim on the grounds that the absence of an external physical object proves that the experience is not grounded in some objective reality. Annelise Michel certainly had experiences that were hallucinatory in the sense of not corresponding to external physical objects, but the question in dispute is whether these experiences might be triggered by an incorporeal yet real agent, be it an alternate personality or a demonic spirit. In such a scenario, the agent may cause seizures and other neurological anomalies, providing the physical means by which the subject is forced to experience visions. To address this question, we must at least admit the theoretical possibility of the paranormal, rather than dismiss this out of some a priori naturalist or maternal prejudice. Otherwise, we are ignoring the question, not answering it. So, basically, he's saying that hallucination is really defined as seeing something that is not in the physical world, but that doesn't give an explanation to why people hallucinate, and like possibly hallucinations in some cases could be just that people are seeing something that is not in the physical realm, but maybe that it is still real.
I see.
So, I don't know. I think it was an interesting analysis. Also, that this guy was so passionate about the topic that he wrote like a 10-page paper on this with real research.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely gives insight, a little bit more like professional and like real insight to where like non-supernatural analysis of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of us just being like, oh yeah, I guess that's a symptom of OCD. Like...
Yeah, I mean, like, it, like, could be a symptom of OCD, and OCD could still be happening, but it's, like, what is causing it, kind of.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, our analysis of it was like, oh, I mean, we're not, like, scientifically, like, we're not versed enough in whatever psychological situation that's happening, like, psychiatric situation that's happening, enough to, like, confirm or, like, really have, like, a solid say in, like, what's happening, versus this guy, he's done, like, research.
Exactly. And he's a philosopher.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like pretty cool. He has like a whole website.
Nice.
Called Arcane Knowledge, which is like a research. I think it's like an online research journal, but it's like pretty cool. Yeah, so that's really interesting. Also, I was listening to this podcast called Case File. It's like really popular.
Informed.
So people...
That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Like
cool.
Not like solid saying anything that's happening, but like informed opinion.
Yeah.
Or like informed statements on what's going on. Sorry, I was just like, that's not the word I was looking for. What is the? Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. And like, he's also not arguing that it is. He's just saying that it's possible. Mm-hmm. So, I think that is at least credible.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was listening to the episode that Case File did on this, and they said that that it was interesting how during the trial, all of Annelise's doctors like thought that they knew exactly what was going on after her death, and said stuff like, yeah, like this. The medication is what she should have been taking, and this is her exact condition. When they were actually treating her, they said that like that they didn't know what was happening, and that like nothing else could be done, and like that like Freudian analysis that I quoted later, earlier, like, it's because you weren't allowed to see boys and stuff. But, like, after her death at the trial, they were all so sure that they knew what had actually happened, and yet they totally invalidated her and did not, quote, know what to do about her condition when she was alive. So it's kind of just like
Frauds.
everyone failed her in this situation. Yeah. And yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's really sad. And I'm also like a mental health treatment in the 1970s. I don't know if you ever read like The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath, by Sylvia Plath, but like they did not have the kind of a medication or support. Like mental health treatment back then was like, all right, we have some Prozac, we have electric shock therapy.
We have more Prozac.
We have more Prozac. We can send you out in nature to let the fresh air heal you.
Tuberculosis.
Yeah.
Fresh air heals tuberculosis.
Yeah. And I'm just like, what if I was in that situation and I was like really religious, like what other route would I go if like medicine and psychiatry had failed me?
Yeah,
so
definitely the church.
Yeah,
definitely.
I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, at that point, like you're asking God why He made you go through all of this and like why nothing's working.
Yeah.
So like you're obviously gonna go. Well, not obviously. I'm just. You know what I mean. It just that's the next logical step.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. So that is the story of Annelise Michel. Sorry if it wasn't really spooky enough. I'm still trying to find my territory in being spooky versus analyzing everything as kind of cynical. Because I like believe in the paranormal and that I'm superstitious, but I'll always come up with answers first that are like, it could be this or this kind of. Okay, well, I think that about wraps it up for today, do you think?
Yes.
Do you have anything else that you want to add?
No, I don't think so. I was going to talk about the seizures, but I think that's just we're at time.
Okay, yeah. We're out like 2 hours and 5 minutes for the entire thing. So, and where can you find us, Cody?
You can find us on Twitter at Horror Corner Pod because Horror Corner Podcast doesn't fit. You can also find us on YouTube where you should be listening to all of our episodes. We have 2 out so far.
Yay!
Is it 2? Yes.
Yeah, 2.
And we're gonna.
This is our
I'm
third.
trying to get us on iTunes, so
nice.
Now that we have a couple episodes out, that should not be a problem. So you can find us on YouTube at the Horror Corner Podcast. You can find me on Twitter at GoCody and on YouTube at OddCubePunk. Elle, do you have any socials?
You can find my dog's Instagram at Snoozin' Susie Susan. Snoozin' is without the G.
Ah, okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
you'll be able to find our Instagram soon, the podcast Instagram soon. We're still trying to get that sorted.
I'm sorry. I'm incompetent.
And you can support us directly monetarily at patreon.com/horrorcornerpodcast.
Is there a way for listeners to review us yet?
Yeah, you can drop a comment down below on YouTube, and once we get up on iTunes, it'd be super great if you could leave us a review. 5 stars if you really enjoy us, 5 stars if you really don't enjoy us. Just 5 stars all around.
Please just help us. Yeah. And then we also have a Gmail, right?
Oh yeah, you can send in listener stories or reviews or comments or anything you want to do, I guess. I don't know. You do whatever you want.
Send pictures of your dogs in Halloween costumes,
yes,
please.
That is a must. Absolute must. Send us pictures of your dogs in costume or not. I really don't care. We look at them all. We enjoy them all.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're great.
Oh yeah, you can send those to horrorcornerpodcast@gmail.com.
Nice. We love it. Okay. Well, that does it. Sorry. That completes our show for today. Thanks so much for listening. We really appreciate your support. as we're starting this new podcast creepy journey. Also, we will have a special out for Halloween, and
that's right.
I'm currently making like a little compilation of Susan's costumes. So you will also see that on our Patreon soon.
This is the week of Halloween,
Okay.
right? Yeah. Anyways, find our
Okay.
Halloween special on Patreon. Happy Halloween.
Yep. Happy Halloween. All right. Yep. I'm Elle.
Oh, I'm Cody.
And thank you so much for listening to the Horror Corner podcast. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.